Hello everyone, I'm CoolGuy, welcome back. It's very nice to see you again. Traveler's Chosen opens up a ton of different playstyles, grenade builds, melee builds, very powerful stuff when you can get a high upkeep on them, and Travelers allows you to do that. It opens up some exotics that you normally have a low upkeep for, exotics that require a grenade or a melee charge. You usually can use them, depending on your stat, once every 40 seconds, sometimes well over a minute. Traveler's Chosen bypasses that, and you're able to get your cooldowns in seconds. Today's video highlights the top tree dawnblades, celestial fire melee, one of the most powerful melees in the game and pound for pound one of the best neutral game assets to a subclass. Send out a spiral of 3 explosive solar energy blasts, and for this video, I recommend that you use solar plexus from the artifact, increases damage for all solar melees. This makes each hit from celestial fire do 44 damage, so if all 3 volleys hit, a hefty 132 damage. I have 4 exotics I'm going to go over to pair with Traveler's Chosen, all utilizing the celestial fire melee, being able to get good buffs, having a ranged 134 damage melee, and Icarus Dash is just top tier. Some of these are going to be just a fun thing to do. I have them separated into 3 categories. The first one, again, is just to have fun. The second one's going to be somewhat of a challenge, hard to do, but extremely powerful. And the third's going to be just the best usage for Celestial Fire Melee. And of course, these are subjective, but you can open up your mind, open up your playstyle, and have a lot of fun with this melee. Before we get started, 2 very important things that you need to do. First, just a reminder, you want solar plexus. You need it for a certain pairing. The second, very important, is Winged Sun. It's another perk within the skill tree. Airborne final blows extend the effect of heat rises. Now, heat rises is where you consume your grenade and you go airborne, but it's the second part of this perk. Airborne final blows grant melee energy. You don't need to have your grenade consumed. It can happen at any time, so when you can, every time that you can, if there's an opening, do a little short hop for your final blow. Travelers is excellent. It's superb from the air, so when they're one shot, do a little short hop and finish them off, and that gets a huge chunk of your melee energy. And also, when you actually throw out the melee for a final blow, do a little short hop. Well, this is a very specific thing that you need to do for these exotics just to keep rolling. Really start to implement this into your overall top tree Dawn gameplay. Doesn't matter what exotic you're using, it's something that you should be doing. So for the first exotic, it's one that I've always loved. It's powerful with Travelers, you can use it a whole lot more, and that's the key factor. You can actually use it a really good amount per match. You need to keep it in the vault for larger maps, but you need to bring it out because it excels on small maps and tight corridors, and that exotic is going to be the Fellwinter's Helm. It's just something fun to use. Charged melee kills create a burst of energy that weakens nearby enemies. Remember, with a ranged melee attack, when you get that final blow from the Celestial Fire melee, the burst from Fellwinter's is emitted from you, not where you killed the enemy. So even if you get a kill 20 meters away, that burst happens right at the center of you. It extends out, and some notes to remember. That burst wave extends out 15 meters, and it can go through walls. When an enemy is tagged by it, they turn bright purple on their screen. It's like they are hit with a smoke bomb. They're suppressed almost. Now when they're hit, it lasts for 10 seconds on their screen, and you have a 30% debuff to them, meaning you deal 30% more damage, roughly that of kill clip. If you're able to tag an enemy, or 2, or 3, even if you go down, your team can easily identify them because they're glowing bright purple and they deal 30% more damage to them. It's really fun to use. It's fun to insert yourself into heavy enemy traffic and land final blows to get that debuff to the surrounding area. And with Travelers, you're able to do it so much, but just remember to keep landing your mid-air final blows to get that melee energy back. It's just a fun one to do. You don't see it ever out there, and that's going to bring us to the next one. It's another one that you don't really see. A lot of people forgot about it. It's a very powerful one. It has a radiance feel to it. It's just another one you get to use way more because you have Travelers. That exotic is the Sunbracers. Zone C locked. This is amazing. I want to stress again, a lot of players stay away from an exotic like this because you can't use it too much. It's very situational, but with Travelers and you're getting your mid-air final blows, you can use it a ton. In this game on Twilight Gap, I got it 10 times. Out of the gate, the Sunbracers give increased duration for your solar grenade, and after a charged melee final blow, you're granted unlimited solar energy for 5 seconds. It starts at 4 on the timer and double zero count, so a total of 5. They're also thrown faster. You absolutely pepper the field with solar grenades. They last longer, they do massive burn damage. You can throw them in choke points, at your feet, everywhere. If someone's tagged, finish them with your primary. Finish them with Travelers. Bonus points if you do it from the air, because that combo can reset the melee to go do it again. And what's nice about Sunbracers pairing up with Top Tree Dawn is that melee final blows are a little bit risky. You're able to do it from a distance, so it's very good in 6v6. You get a lot of kills and assists when everything is running smooth. It's also something that will catch your opponent off guard, because I can't personally remember the last time someone threw Sunbracer solar grenades at me, much less even a solar grenade. You just don't see it. Again, it's another fun thing to do, but the next one, it's gonna be for the hardcore. It's a challenge. If you're feeling good, if you're on, if you're focused, this is something to try. There's a very specific combination that you need to do. I'm gonna walk you through it, and that's gonna be for the one-shot Celestial Fire melee with Winter's Guile.
One after another. Take back what's yours.
I love running this. We're pairing Solar Plexus with Winters for a one-shot melee. First, you need a ×3 stack on the sidearm. That means you already need to have 1 kill with it, and you're gonna be holding a 3 stack. The second thing is you're gonna prime them with Travelers to make them low health, or you're just gonna see a low health enemy. You're gonna throw out the Celestial Fire melee, and it's very important, as we've been discussing, you need to get the final blow from the air. So just do a little short hop, throw the melee, do a little jump, because once you land that final blow, it's gonna give you just a little bit over half of that melee charge back. You're gonna come out of the melee, you're gonna hold reload, consume the ×3 stack, and it's gonna give you the melee again. But to do this with a 3 stack, you need to be running 9 or 10 strength, because after you land the melee, the buff for Winters is gonna be on the screen. If you have low strength and you do this combo, you're basically gonna have less than a second to throw the one-shot melee. A high strength stat gives you a better window. It gets you there faster. However, if you have a 6 stack on Travelers, meaning you have 2 kills banked, it's not gonna matter. As long as you land the melee final blow from the air, you can reload that 6 stack and just have it immediately. Now, yes, this is for the one-shot spiral melee, but very important here with Winters. After you get that first melee kill and you have Solar Plexus, you already have a stack of the Winters buff, a regular melee will one-shot the next opponent. And when you do that, it's gonna reset the timer on Winters, and it's gonna give you another stack on top of that. This build is built on a couple of things. First, it's really fun to do. It's challenging, it has a huge payoff. The second though, it's really good if you just want to main the sidearm, and I think we would all agree that after you have 1 kill, a 3 stack, it feels very sticky, it feels good. With a 6 stack, it feels even better, and that's around the sweet spot as far as feel. So you can run around the sidearm, use the sidearm at a ×3 or ×6 stack, getting those buffs from having those stacks, and you can play with your cooldowns and make some really good plays. Very fun to do, very fun to pull off. Now the final exotic to pair it with is that third category. It's one that, with everything considered for Dawnblade in this melee, it's pound for pound on a game-to-game, engagement-to-engagement basis, the best. That's the Karnstein armlets. Vampire's Caress melee kills instantly restore a large amount of health and continue to restore health afterwards for a short duration. You don't need a melee charge for this to proc, it's any melee final blow. But with Travelers, you can get that spiral melee a ton. We have Solar Plexus for 132 damage, a range melee. It puts in a lot of work, it keeps you alive. It's too good not to run with this sidearm. You don't need to think about it, melees just happen. You don't need players around you like Sunbracers or Fellwinters. You don't need a specific criteria or a combination like Winters, you just play. It's very to the point. Using Celestial Fire with Travelers, pairing it with exotics centered around this ranged melee has been one of my favorite ways to play. So try some of these out if you haven't, there's a lot of big play potential. If you're new here, remember to hit the subscribe button, and we also have channel memberships live. It helps support me a ton, and I plan to start doing some streams here on YouTube as well. If you have notifications on, you'll know when that happens. You can come say hi. If you're looking for a new controller, I am partnered with Scuff Gaming. There's a link down below, and you use my code COOL at checkout for a discount. There's more things I want to cover leading up to Beyond Light. I'm still going to cover some subclasses, and I'm going to cover the upcoming Halloween event. There's still a lot of Destiny to be talked about. I can't wait. But let's talk about Top Tree Dawn down below, using Icarus Dash with this melee with Travelers. Thank you for watching, and until the next one, I am CoolGuy.